Welcome back to Sirantwi Education Channel. Today we're going to look at Spreadsheet Basic Functions, Grade 12. We are continuing with our previous discussion, specifically Spreadsheet Functions. You have all these sessions, all these videos available for you. We will try and cover every single topic or aspect of Spreadsheet, and then every single also database and HTML, so that you'll be ready for your examination. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Share this video and then the link, and then also practice them, and that will make you more ready for the examination. Right. Basic functions in spreadsheet. These are collectible marks that examiners always ask, so that it will be part of the difficult level 1 and difficult level 2. They are the type of question that every grade 12 learner should be able to get those type of marks. Now, I'm going to show you some of the tricks, what you should be looking out for, so that you'll be able to solve all these questions. Now, join me by opening the file, which is SS revision data, which you can get it from this document, and then you click on it to open it. Now, we start with the first question, which says, insert a function in B2 of the bookings worksheet that will always display the current date without the time. So here we are going to display the current date without the time. So we go to B2, and then we insert a function that will display the current date without the time. The function name is today. So equal sign today, and then you press enter. Now look here, today function must have open bracket and close bracket. There shouldn't be any range of cells inside it, which display the current date. Now, current date and time, we use now in spreadsheet, so take note of that. Now, when you insert this, you can also modify it. Maybe the question can tell you to modify or make changes to this particular date so that it displays in a certain pattern. Remember, it's part of format cell. So you right click and choose format cell. Then you go to number format. Then you go to custom so that you can customize it. Let's say we want it to be the day first. So DD. And then the day again to be in full, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We put 4D. And then followed by maybe the year. And then followed by the month. So as you type, you can see the sample here. That's the outcome of it. You'll see them here, and then you click OK. So that's how you format a date also. They can give you a question after you have inserted, then they ask you to format that particular date as well. Great. Now let's go to the next question. Insert a function in N12 to determine the most common group size in the people column. Now this question here, we got this question from May, June 2026. Let me show you. It says, insert a function in G3 to calculate the most common maximum group size of all the tools. So the most common group size. And this one also is saying must determine the most common group size for the column called people. And you must insert it in N12. So here is N12. Now, the most common means we use the function called mode. So whenever you see most common, we use the function called mode. So this question paper here, the function is mode. Sometimes they will say most frequently occurring is the same as most common. So we use a function called mode. Now here they wanted them to use average. They said we must find average, and then we round it to a whole number, which we will come to that. So now let's do the most common, equal sign mode. Then you double click on mode, and then you click on FX. Then where it says number, we select the values under the people column, and then you click OK. So the most common value is what? 8. So it should be equals to mode H4 up until H53. So that should be the function to get it. Now, please take note, middle number is median, most common or most frequently is what? Mode. Let's take the June also, the June paper. Is it 3.2? It says, insert a function in G3 to calculate the most common maximum group size from column G. So here G3, so most common, again we use mode. And then we select the values in column G. Also 24. So this was the May, June supplementary question paper, which is question number 3.2. So most common is 24. Now let's go to our question again. Insert a function to determine the highest amount paid in N8 and then the total of all the amount paid in N14. So first of all, in our N8, we must find the highest. Now the highest, we can use max or we can use large. We can use max or large. So let me use large, equal sign large. And then the array, the question says amount paid. I select the amount paid column. And then K. K is the position. Now, because we are dealing with the highest, so it means that when you arrange them from the highest to the smallest, the first position, so K is 1. So if you are looking for the second largest, K will be 2. If you are looking for the third largest, K will be 3. So that should be the answer for that. Now, again, the question says, in N14, we must find the total of all the amount paid. So the total, we use a function called sum. Equal sign sum. And then we select the amount paid column. Then you press enter. So this is the total for all the amount paid. Now let's check the June question paper if we can find something similar. There's nothing similar there. Now let's look at 3.3 for the June paper also. And it says, insert a formula in G5 to calculate the average length of all the tools in column C. Round your answer to the next whole number. Now, the next whole number, we use a function called round up. The next. So if you use round down is to take it down, which I'm going to show you. And the round is the normal one. So whenever you see here the next, meaning you round up. Right, so let's open it, which is G5. So equals to average. Now, I will tell you how to break this type of question and make it easier. The first one that every learner must also use, you can use the building block to do that. Let's say we are using building block. I want to put the average here. So I go there and say equals to average. And then you click on your FX. Now the question says we must find the average length in column C. So you select the values in column C and then OK. So this is the average length for column C. Then you go to where you must put the answer, which is here. Then you say equals to round up. Then you click on FX. Where it says number, you click on your answer. And then the number of digits says 0. Round up to the next whole number, meaning the number of digits will be 0. Then you click OK. So you can see it was 15,4. Now it's giving us 16. If we had used round down, look at it. Round down. To 0. And it's going to give us 15. So round down will give you 15 and round up will give you 16. So you must look out for that type of question. When you say the next, that means you're rounding it up. So you must take note of that. Now let's go back to our data files. And here it says, insert a function to count how many bookings have an email address captured in N15. How many bookings have email address? So how many bookings have email address? We use counter. If you use count, because their email address that are strings or text, it's going to give you 0, which I will show you. And then the second function to count how many booking references are still empty. So the empty, we use count blank. So count blank to count empty spaces, counter to count non-empty spaces. So you must take note of that. Right, so I'm gonna use the function, and the function should be, according to the question, it says in N15 and N16. So I use counter, then I click on FX and select the values in column D. Then I press enter. I got 50. Then this one, count blank. To count empty spaces, we use count blank. And then here we are going to use column K, which is the reference, the booking reference. Also, I got 50. Now, if I type something in the booking reference, my answer is reduced to 49 because this is not a blank space. So count blank counts only the blank spaces and counter counts non-empty spaces. So you need to take note, but count only count numbers. So if I change this one from counter to count, I'm gonna get 0. So take note, count only numbers, counter count anything. So take note. So counter count anything. So you need to take note of that. Right, the next question. Insert a function to determine the third highest amount. So here too we use large. And then the K will be 3. So take note of that. Now, second lowest we use small. And then the K will be 2. So you need to take note of that. The second lowest and then also the highest value. Right. Now let's go and do that N9 and then the next one also. So here is my N9, the third largest, which is equals to large. You click on FX, and then you select the amount paid, and then your K will be 3. And then the lowest, the third lowest, equals to small. Again, array, you select the amount paid, and your K will be 2. Say the second lowest value. So that's how we do the large and then also small. Then here, rounding to 2 decimal place, like I told you, we use round function. You calculate the average, that here we use the round function. Now they say we must find the average number of people per booking, round to 2 decimal place. Like I showed you earlier on, use the building block. Equals to average. And we select the number of people. So you have the answer here. Now we are going to round it to 2 decimal place. Then you go equals to round. And then the number, you go and click on the answer. Then the digit, you put 2. So always when you're doing average, make use of average, maybe in the building block, and then you go and do the other calculation also somewhere. So basically, these are the basic functions that you need to know: the count, max, average, large, small, that they always ask you in grade 12 questions. The next video, we're going to look at conditional summing and counting also. That's count ifs, sum ifs, and then other kind of questions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share this video to everybody also. Thank you for your precious time.